Man, we had to listen all offseason about how the Packers last season were a fluke, how their 13-3 season couldn't be replicated, how they were going to finish second or third or worse in the division, how they might not even make the playoffs, how they were due for regression. So guess what the Packers just did today? They got their 13th win of the season, matching last year's total, and they get the number one seed in the entire NFC. The road to the Super Bowl goes through Lambeau because of today, guys. Huge, huge win. Haven't felt this good after a victory in quite some time. One of the biggest regular season wins for the Packers in recent memory. 35-16 over Chicago. Rodgers 4 touchdowns. Devontae gets his 18th on the year. Rodgers finished with 48 touchdowns, and he's actually second this season all time for passer rating, behind only himself. So his all-time record, 122.5. He finished 121.5 this year. Those are the top two marks in NFL history. He's the MVP this year, without question. Nobody else is close to him right now. 51 total touchdowns, only the 5 interceptions, or maybe it was 4. I can't exactly remember. But, I mean, man, what a game from the Packers. You know, they didn't even play their best, but at the end, you know, they just imposed their will. The Bears actually had the early lead. Packers definitely let the Bears stay in it for a while, though. The game was a 5-point game at the end of the fourth quarter, but Aaron Jones scoring a touchdown on a long touchdown drive, and then the Packers get an interception by Amos right away on the next drive. And isn't that ironic? Amos pretty much ended the Bears' chances of winning the first two games at Soldier Field versus the Packers since he became a Packer with interceptions. And then Aaron Rodgers to Devontae on the goal-to-goal situation for the touchdown. Makes it 35-16. Game over right there. And, you know, I mean, man, honestly, you know, I certainly wasn't one of those people saying, you know, the Packers are going to be worse this year. I thought they might regress record-wise, but, I mean, I certainly thought they were going to actually play better football and look better as a whole, and they certainly did. And now, you know, they've got that number one seed for the first time since 2011, you know, 9 years. It's going through Lambeau, you know, and fun fact about Aaron Rodgers' career, he's never had a playoff game or an NFC championship game at Lambeau Field. This could be the year. And, you know, hey, if the Bears win, they're in, by the way, with the Cardinals loss. They are a playoff team this year. They're going to be the 7th seed. If the Bears win, guess who they play the second round? Green Bay. Let me tell you, I'll take that matchup. I will take that matchup given how we've looked against Chicago this year for sure. 41 points in the first matchup, 35 in this one, and it probably should have been more had it not been for MVS's drop. And you know, at the time I was kind of upset about it at MVS because it felt like it killed their momentum. But you know, it happens. You know, I guess drops happen, even though that was a really easy catch that he should have made, and ultimately it didn't matter. So, you know. Other than, you know, first the stat sheet for Rodgers. But, I mean, the only thing that matters is the Packers won today. That's the only thing I wanted out of Green Bay. And, you know, if the Packers didn't win, it probably would have been Seattle or getting that number one seed because they had a late comeback against the Niners. But Packers did what they needed to do today. They took care of business in a huge regular season matchup with the Bears. Probably the biggest regular season matchup with the Bears since Week 17, 2013, where Rodgers to Cobb, 4th and 8, touchdown that gave us the 33-28 win. But man, this team has me feeling something special. They do. I mean, there's a vibe with them. You know, like they're all just playing so well together. They're having fun. You know, and they just look dominant when they're on. And really, the only times this season, in my opinion, when the Packers have looked vulnerable is when they're making mistakes themselves. So if the Packers can literally get out of their own way, I mean, this is looking like a really good chance to get to the Super Bowl. And with everything coming through Lambeau now, we saw how good the Packers looked in the cold weather and the snow last week against the Titans. This week we clinched the number one seed, and every playoff game the Packers play from here on out going to be at Lambeau Field. So, LA, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, those warm weather teams coming up to Green Bay, got to win in Green Bay, got to win in the cold weather, got to win at Lambeau Field. And, you know, even though there might not be fans, that cold for those teams is probably going to have an impact, and the Packers know how to play in it. But I mean, yeah, this is just such a huge victory. It just really feels good, you know. Just we've had seasons where we've been one of the best, if not the best team in the NFC, and we've just barely fallen short of that number one seed. It feels really, really good to get it this time. And you know, for a while I was pretty nervous since the Bears were keeping it close, but you know, we found a way, and we won in very convincing fashion in the end, 35-16. That's a 19-point win, I believe, which is actually 15. That's three more than the previous game that we won 41-25, and that game looked a lot more dominant than this one, that's for sure. So yeah, I mean, I'll have my playoff predictions out this week though for sure. Really gonna enjoy having 6 games next week of stress-free football. Don't have to worry about it at all. But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be really good for Green Bay, and hopefully they can draw a good matchup in the first round and keep on winning. We're only 2 wins away from the Super Bowl, guys. If we win the next 2 games at Lambeau Field, we are in the Super Bowl, and if we win the next 3, we're the champions. It's going to get wild. It's going to get wild, and hopefully the Packers can pull it off, because I've been waiting for a team like this for a long, long time. Rodgers deserves number 2, and let's hope we can get him at this year. But anyways, guys, that's all I got to say. Number 1 seed, baby. I'm pumped up. Let's go. But yeah, I'll have my predictions out this week, and I'll probably have my Rodgers 2020 highlight video out tonight, because all I have to do is add the Chicago highlights. I've been working on it all year. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate you guys tuning in to celebrate the dub with me. In the meantime, I'll see you guys next time. Go Pack, go. Number 1 seed coming through Lambeau.